Yeah, that was it.
Oh my God, Dre is so prestigious right now. He was all like, "There I am."
He's like, "Oh, I'm here."
Okay,
It's very
quit sniffing
forward.
me.
He's loving your hat.
I know he is, because it's an awesome hat. Just saying.
I'm Esther.
I'm Rachel. Oh, make sure you watch the video on that one, because your face was hilarious, and I did it so well.
I'm thinking, by the way.
No, you got to do psht.
Psh,
There.
I'm thinking, by the way.
Yes. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
You already know the vibes.
The vibes is off.
Yeah.
So today is June 24th, 2022.
Oh, you remember the date?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Do you know what's crazy? This morning when I woke up, when I woke up, I was like, today will live in infamy.
What?
Yeah, the second that I
You
woke
felt
up.
it?
Hey, dude, that's a premonition, and it looks like you're right.
Yeah, I woke up and I was like, today, nothing will be the same after today.
He felt it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a revolution. So, for those of you who may not realize what this date is, today the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. And the feels are real.
The feels are super real. I mean, on either side, it can be.
I don't give a fuck.
I
about the
I
other
know
side.
you don't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is
Fuck your fucking
respectfully no.
Well, that's Esther's gonna say that. I say fuck your feelings. Fuck off.
Almost definitely.
Come at me, dog.
We're all definitely on the same side of this.
Yeah.
But we'll talk a little bit of that and then a little bit of what this precedent sets for everything that has been decided by the Supreme Court. Like, it's not just this ruling alone. It is everything that has been decided.
All those rights you think you have.
Yeah.
Enjoy them.
So.
Yeah. As a man, I will definitely take a back seat. I mean, I typically do whenever y'all are talking anyway, but this is definitely a focal point conversation for y'all, and I will be no like when it comes to
you
really
come to it too, though. Guys count too.
yeah, I know. It's just like I'm doing what the Supreme Court should have done.
Yeah, and just
stayed out of
chill the fuck
Yeah.
out. It was
out of
already
women's
ruled
bodies.
on.
Yeah.
But this has been a debate itself since the beginning of time, honestly, because it has never been a woman's choice whether or not. And then, like, I mean, you would think, because we're the ones that have to have or not have a baby. But it's not even just that, because they have tacked on a lot of things into Roe versus Wade, especially birth control is a really big thing. Which, if you don't have kids, that could affect, well, like, I don't have kids, but I use birth control, and my birth control is for free because of my work. But also, my work is a Jesus umbrella type thing, so they could take that away from me at any point.
Yep.
And I would have to pay for that.
Well, I had 2 birth control babies.
Yeah.
This is it impacts so many things. So many decisions were made based off from the ruling on Roe versus Wade as well. And
most definitely.
the impacts that this is going to have are so far reaching, and I'm not really sure if people really get that. So Dre doesn't get it.
He is
Yeah, he doesn't
unsettled. No, Dre is unsettled, as we all should be.
Yeah.
Oh my, yes, he's doing the most. You guys, he's literally digging the whole couch. So
He is beside
that's
himself
what it is.
right
like
now.
he
He's
will not,
beside
I'm like
himself.
elbowing him too, and he
He's
doesn't
like,
care. I'm like,
nah,
get it
bitch.
together. Thanks, Dre. But this hits close to home. I'm a Catholic. It is what it is, but I also believe that, like, that decision is 100% between you and whoever your higher power is, if you have one, whatever. But it's a personal decision. So I am definitely pro-choice for those pieces. I have 2 girls, one of which is a teenage daughter. And like I'm going to pick up as much plan B as I can. Yeah. Because I don't know what this is going to look like for them. And I don't ever like it's so rage inducing and mind boggling. Like it's just hard to wrap your head around. I've got my tubes tied. This directly impacts all of us, but if I get an ectopic pregnancy, I would have to fly somewhere to remove that. Yeah. So that I don't die. But in some states, if I don't have those means or that access, I'm going to die for a baby that's not a baby and is not viable.
And I think that's what this overturning really does. It restricts access.
We're second-class citizens.
To people who can't afford access.
Exactly. Well, because if you have the money,
if you have the means, you can
you'll always get it done.
Yeah, and you'll get it done safely and properly, but it definitely does marginalize those who cannot afford or be in a situation where they're in an area even that supports that. So then you get backdoor. We go back to the fucking like
20s.
Where it's you like backdoor or coat hangers in the fucking closet and shit like that. Which has proven time and time over that it never stops abortions, but it does raise the rates of mortality. Like, of course, women are definitely like, it's not just you're aborting a fetus, you're aborting yourself as a whole.
So do you know that Georgia has some of the highest like female mortality rates in the country? And in the South, you know, when we talk about our groups, our low economic groups, you know, people of color and lower income, all of those pieces, it's not allowing, like it's direct, like it's modern slavery, and I'm angry over it. The opportunities aren't the same, and I just hope everyone else gets angry. I think about all the kids that we currently have in our foster system. Think about how many children are going to end up in foster care. And we have hundreds, like thousands of kids in our foster system that people don't adopt today.
Oh, yeah.
How is that going to change?
And as the older you get, nobody wants to adopt older kids.
Then what? We don't want to feed them, and we complain about the cost of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're not pro-life, you're pro-birth.
Exactly, because as soon as you bring up Head Start, you bring up free school lunches, you bring up like
I don't want my tax money going to that.
Exactly.
We hear all of that. Why should I have to support someone? They can work.
And it's
can
like,
they,
well,
though? Because at the end of the day, you just made them carry children that they may not have been able to afford. One that maybe hurt their own body, disabling them from working.
Exactly.
A child that may have like severe mental and special needs and all of those pieces, which by the way, people, there's a huge mental health crisis, and we have special needs students every day and adults who don't get the treatment they need. So you're gonna pony up for that, you bunch of fucking pricks? Like, I highly doubt it. Seriously, like, I hope no one comes at me sideways over this shit, because what the fuck does it matter anymore? I'm about to cause a riot, yo. Like, I might be a whole ass riot in itself.
Yeah, because if you say you're pro-life, then you have to be pro-life.
How many kids you spend time with in a foster care?
Exactly.
I'm sorry, are you donating your time and money to like food banks and shit like that? If not, then sit the fuck down and stay there. Like, I got no patience.
Because like, what's more perverse? It's like you like like where life begins. We can have an argument about.
So many.
There's a debate on where exactly life begins.
But at what point does the one life is more valued than the other?
But what I'm saying is, like, what is not a debate is when a child is born, that child is alive.
Correct.
Like, that is not a debate.
Right.
And it's like you forget about the child when
as soon as it literally takes an earthly breath.
When there's no debate that this is a living, breathing human being.
Now we don't want to pay for child care subsidies. We don't want to pay for food. And by the way, People can't find formula right now for the babies they
have already.
What do you think that's going to look like? So I know what it's going to look like. There'll continue to be a formula shortage. It's a push to put our country further back, make women furthermore, like bigger second-class citizens than they already are, so that the control and power is there. Don't let it fool you, people. Get angry.
I mean, it's not about babies, because if it was about babies, then universal health care would be a thing.
Exactly.
And
like all of those things.
All the things that would help a
subsidies,
child would be available.
We'd be more like, I don't know, a country that gives a fuck about its people.
Like, this is not about
Finland?
babies. This is not about babies.
It's not. It's about power and control.
Yeah.
Well, I like dare you. Why don't you come fucking for me
and
try
it's
it?
also
see what happens.
It's like power and control in the weird like religious shit, because they always what people that are mainly pro-life are like fucking crazy Christian, like super conservative people, right? So then it's like in that when we were talking about Quiverful, they are pushing for a certain type of
a certain type of
baby. Like because the certain type of baby population is going down,
right?
So because it's not just
say
people.
I'm white?
No.
The birther.
It's the white.
Apparently
the 10%
if you didn't hear our Quiverful, if you didn't hear the Quiverful cult, the soft cult, definitely fits into this, like because a lot of the people, I mean, that's all they can really say is that, well, the Bible says, or Christianity, like that's what they throw in your face when they're pro-life.
How very Christian of them, because in the Bible it also says, "Thou shalt not judge, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor." Like there's so many pieces. The only person who can judge is God. So when you stick your nose in it, you're being the worst type of Christian, and at some point you'll all have to answer. And I'll be looking either down or up from hell. It doesn't really matter at this point. Laughing my ass off.
Right.
But those birth rates are continuing to decrease. Like they will. Like abortion, like repealing, overturning Roe v. Wade is not going to stop those birth rates from declining.
So
because what it doesn't address are the incels that are involuntary celibates that cannot find a woman or like they hate women. It won't stop the increased number of young men who commit suicide. That's increasing by the year. Like it's not going to stop that. And if you only want white babies, white men are dying from like heart disease at a higher rate right now. It's like so. And then white isn't what white used to be when a lot of those people were trying to come up with these plans to stop this. Because like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, white looked very different from what white looks like now. Yeah. We watched an episode of Atlanta called Trinity to the Bone, where this affluent white family, their Caribbean nanny passed away, and their child, who was maybe like 5 or 6, that woman was pretty much his mother. Like he spoke patois, and like his favorite song was Trinity to the Bone. Like and like when he went to the funeral, there was an older white guy who the same thing happened to him, and he spoke with a thick patois. It's like he's white, but he's not the white that they were looking for. Like the demographics and all that have changed. Numbers of changed. There's nothing that you can do to stop people from interacting with one another. So it's like, what are you stopping exactly? Like what is it? Who is this for? Because you're not going to decrease the number of abortions that happen. You only decrease the number of safe abortions that happen. What is this for? It has to be for ulterior motives.
100%.
Like I don't want to put on my conspiracy theory.
I mean, go for it. Like whatever.
Well, I'm gonna say, so you mentioned the birth rate. So I don't know how much you know about birth rates in general, but like the whole world is kind of having, there's some areas that have a steady birth rate and others, but in general we haven't seen a decline in forever, and the U.S. has seen the fastest decline, but no one wants to address why that is.
Mm-hmm.
So when you make zero money,
Yeah.
you have no health care, you have all of these things, and you're a burden on society, even though you're working 2-3 jobs, and you aren't paid a living wage, you can't find an affordable home. You can't, like, why would, like, really?
And
What are you, people fucking stupid?
yeah,
Like, seriously?
and people aren't having sex as much
No,
anymore.
they aren't. That's a fact.
Millennials are the first
Generation,
generation
yep.
to have fewer sexual partners than the previous generation.
Right, because it's dangerous, and now if you get pregnant, you're fucked.
And you have other things to do.
Well,
This is true.
Like, you have
Yeah,
other
like
things to
work
do.
your 3 jobs just to
Yeah,
pay
right.
for the one bedroom, like not even a studio apartment that's like $1,300 a month, and it's 300
You
square
work your
feet.
3 jobs, you
Yeah.
come home, you're exhausted, you go on OnlyFans, you work one out, you go to bed,
And
and
you eat
that's
some,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Well, and then like also back in the times, it was like unspoken and acceptable to have like 2 families, basically. Like you had one that you were always there for,
Right.
that you lived in. And then there was one that you like
Across
basically across town, you like had a whole ass another family when you quote unquote went out of town for your
Right.
job.
If you were a man of means, you had multiple families.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my Aunt Sandra believes 100% that my granddad had another family in South Carolina.
I mean, a lot of that comes out a lot when you get older. You find out, you know,
Right.
grandpa or even dad was like, psh,
And then like the
Had a
whole
whole ass
idea
family.
like of like a family unit has changed dramatic. Like what does a family look like now?
right.
And people who are in same-sex relationships, you know, like what does family look like to that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Are you gonna ban gay now because no child is gonna be produced from that marriage unless they adopt?
It's
Who
coming.
knows? I mean, really, when you look at all those pieces that Roe helped influence,
Yeah.
all of those are up for grabs.
Yeah.
Interracial marriage, gay marriage, like all of those pieces. I'm looking at my own like multiracial children, and what like. I don't know what that looks like. Is it a ban going forward? What do they only pair up the Browns with the Brown? Like, what is going to
Yeah.
happen to this damn country?
Oh no, I got my ears to the
And-
ground, no doubt.
Oh yeah, and homeboy already said he is planning to tackle gay marriage, LGBTQ
I
equality.
wish he would tackle some fucking death. How about you tackle that so we don't have to deal with more of your bullshit?
Clarence
I mean,
Thomas is in the
this-
sunken
Why won't
place.
people? Okay, here's my legitimate question. People die every day, right? Like young people die of shit every day.
People die
Old
every
people
day,
are
B.
dropping like flies, but why the fuck won't these old motherfuckers fucking with all of
do
our
it.
lives fucking die already?
They won't do
Like
it.
honestly, you know what? This is how we do it. Hey, physicians who treat them, do you want to go to heaven, hell, or would you like to be roasted alive? Like, what is your plan? You need to stop giving them the meds. Just do what you need to do for the
Clarence
country.
Thomas
They're
might be
getting their money.
the
Take one for
longest
the
living
team.
Black American man. Like
he's-
there's,
Ever.
there's no black man in my family that is
How
older
old
than
is he? He's
65.
He's 76.
Well, he looks older than that because
76.
of the lies he's been doing.
Exactly.
That's why he looks older than that.
But yeah, just like we were saying, like this sets a precedence that anything that has been already ruled by the Supreme Court can be overturned. Like, just like LGBTQIA plus rights,
Right.
marrying interracially,
Right.
because that was not that long
No.
ago where you could literally fucking go to jail for that.
So
shit.
what? But was it like 70s? Was it
I think
late
it was
60s.
Late,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
mid
the loving
60s.
couple.
Well, it was about
Yeah.
damn near 70.
They did a movie with Ruth Negga.
Yeah.
So
What happened
70.
to Ruth Negga, by the
Oh,
way?
right.
Just
What is
like
she
on
doing?
a
She's
side
so
note.
beautiful.
I love Ruth Negga. And
She's
she just
so
sort of
beautiful.
disappeared, but all right.
So how many years is that? We're in 2020.
Yeah.
Is that so
50 some odd
50
years.
some years?
I mean, like,
It don't matter. Just burn the whole fucking shit down. What's it matter now? That's where my anger is at.
Right.
I'm gonna
I mean,
redirect it for
yeah,
positive
definitely.
things.
I mean, Rosa Parks died in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how not far away just like
well,
civil
shit.
rights
Hold on
is.
though. Can they reverse that shit?
Oh yeah,
Can
everything.
we go back to? Are they going to reverse Brown versus the Board of Education?
I know Brown versus Board of Education.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. That
Dred
if
Scott
you know
decision.
anything about education, it's already been
It's already
done.
fucked,
But
but
it's just all but overturned.
But I mean, like, just anything, like, because this has already been set in stone for how long, and like this should be like Supreme Court ruled, set in stone, fuck off.
Right.
But now that this is overturned, anything is up for grabs. Anything in our history is up for grabs, and that should really fuck people up.
It should fuck them up enough to go get to their fucking polls.
You gotta vote.
The only way we have any power at this point is to get out there and vote. And listen, here's the thing: I might not like who you're voting for, but if you do it, mad respect, dog. Get out there and vote. They're gonna take that from you too. If you think they kind of already have with the Electoral College, but don't get me started about that. But get out there and vote.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like,
or start burning shit down. One of the two.
Mean,
maybe vote
it's
and
coming.
burn shit down.
Both.
I don't know.
Both.
I mean,
all right,
I
I'm
think
not really
voting,
proponing violence.
Voting. I think that's how you legally burn shit down.
Yes. Well,
Most
that's
definitely.
really what I mean. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm very I'm angry. I'm angry that I don't have any control. Like, we already live in such a controlled expectation society, and now I have, like, what's it matter what I fucking do? Because someone else basically controls all the pieces about it. If I go down and decide to throw a bottle through someone's, like, window in their car for whatever reason, what's it fucking matter? Yeah, I fucked up your window. Sorry, I guess I'm going to jail. Whoopity-doo-dah, where I'll probably, like, some bad shit will happen, and then I'll have to have a baby because it's all part of a fucking plan. And, like, what's the point? I don't know. I'm very frustrated. So what I have decided to do, though, is to take all this anger, which you guys, it's like probably more anger than I've ever had. So probably not all of it is going to be able to go into this. Some of it is going to have to be in little, like, petty bullshit that I have to do to get rid of it to feel better. So I'll let you know about those. But I already started looking into, like, how I can help. So there's ways to connect with, like, your local abortion places. You can provide donations. Any bit of money is going to help, because the reality is this isn't getting overturned anytime soon, or like getting reversed anytime soon.
No.
And people are still going to need those things. And the South is a blanket of unaccessibility. So people are going to have to be able to get to airports. They're going to need rides. They're going to need those things. So I'm already volunteering, like, my place. I'm signing up. Like, you can come stay with me. I'll take you to the airport. Like, whatever you need.
And now it's time for those people in the 1% who's always protesting. Is now you can create a fund. You can create a trust that helps these kinds of very easily.
A lot of companies have came out, like Goldman and Sachs, and said that they will pay for, like, plane tickets and stuff for their employees that need
there needs to be an airline.
I mean, like, abortions isn't just like, hey, I'm pregnant, but I don't want the kid. It's like, it's
right.
It can be literally, like Rachel said, life and death. Like, or maybe, you know what, I'm not financially sound, have a kid, or this kid is going to have multiple disabilities that I cannot afford, or I have a disability,
which is a big deal right now.
Exactly.
That goes right along with that.
Exactly. Like, it is not just, you know, I'm just having sex with 50 people and constantly having abortions.
I hate that is a picture that's been painted to skew people's minds.
Because it is never like that.
I know people who have had abortions because they were raped. I know people whose family members raped them. Like, and those things had to happen. I know people who had a bad night or made a bad or were in an abusive relationship, and this was how they had to get out. But there's no respect. Like, people, where the fuck is your empathy, you psychopaths?
They've made it out to be where, like, it's abortion is not a thought process, but it really is, because it's not just like, oh man, I'm pregnant, I don't want it. But it's like, you know, as a woman, like, that is still something that is growing inside of you. So it's not just you know what, I'm gonna get rid of it. It's like a whole process. Like, you have to think about that. And, like, women don't just go out and, like, fucking have drinks after that shit. Like, like that's a whole like burden on yourself. And some people can't tell their family or friends because they're so like
shame.
against and religious and stuff like that.
But you know what? Even if it wasn't a full, it's your body.
Exactly.
Correct.
Even if you were like, oh, I'm pregnant, time to go get an abortion.
Yeah,
even if it's that fast, even if it's like, it means nothing to you, even if you are going to the club that night right afterwards, it's your body.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And that's like something that has not been like painted or thrown across because they want to get it. They want to act like people just like flippantly get abortions like 8 times a week. And it's like nobody does that.
Well, I had to jump through hoops to get my tubal.
Exactly. You have to have your a penis signature and approval.
So I had 3 children in 4 years of marriage. That's a lot of kids. My husband was not even an E5 in the military. We were poverty level. I couldn't work because we moved so often, and I had a good career, so I was going to school. We qualified one time for food stamps, and that was very helpful, but any other time we were $20 over. So we were very poor. Very poor. And after I found out, and by the way, 2 of my girls are birth control both of my girls are birth control babies. One hormonal, one non-hormonal. So after I had Viv, I wanted to get a tubal, and I had to have Nate take this form to, and now mind you, he was deployed, but it needed to be notarized and signed that he agreed with me getting a tubal because I was married. And I was like, I'm still angry of this. Oh, but that wasn't it. The insurance company had to sign off as well. And they went back and forth with my doctor, and I had to show evidence that I had like 2 forms of birth control fail, hormonal and non-hormonal. And they were hesitant still because I was under 30 and I didn't have 4 kids yet. Who the fucks thinks that it's okay that people can dictate those things? Like, I'm still mad over that.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Especially on insurance.
It's my fucking, are you paying for my kids?
Exactly.
Are you in my fucking vagina?
Exactly.
Fuck off. Get out of it.
Like, I just recently started thinking, like, hey, I can get a hysterectomy now because I'm over 30. Like, well, that's crazy, though. Like, how is that your... Well, look, this shit ain't... I mean, like, I'm like, it ain't doing nothing. Like, I'm not fucking having a kid. Yeah. But, like, just recently, but we get men, because I work at a doctor's office now, we refer them all the time for a vasectomy. Literally in 2 weeks, they have their nuts cut.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem.
And they didn't tell their wife about it at all.
Yeah, they didn't have to have a signature from their wife. The insurance didn't buck and be like, well, you don't have 6 kids. Why the fuck you want a vasectomy?
Exactly.
Or nothing like
they just paid for it.
And the doctor didn't be like, well, your balls feel great. Why you want a vasectomy?
Exactly.
Like,
Does
you
your
can
wife
have
know?
kids. Yeah,
Does your wife know?
Why is your wife at this appointment? You better go tell your wife. You better get a written message.
A notarized fucking letter from overseas during war.
Like, we didn't need, ridiculous. Like, you don't need a ban on abortion. No. Like, it's so hard already.
How my mom found out my dad went and got a vasectomy? It was like 3 days after she had Dylan, and he came back and he was like on quarters, and she was like, "What's wrong with you?" And he was like, "Oh, I went and got a vasectomy.
I can't sit fully
and
on my ass."
And she was like, "Really? Are you serious?" Like, had no clue. But it didn't matter. But see, here's the whole thing.
Exactly.
We gotta let everyone know.
Exactly.
But what is my I'm sorry. Here's my thing. If you gonna make my vagina public like you just did, pay me, motherfuckers. Pay me for my vagina. Because it's insurance. Now suddenly a public thing. I need more. You ain't taking more and more from me and not giving me anything.
Or if you don't want to if you say it is not the female's choice, well, then the burden needs to be on the males. Yeah. And there needs to be male birth control.
Absolutely.
And, like, condoms constantly thrown at bitches.
Why not just at 18, if they are shown to not make wise decisions in their sexual partners and wrapping it, we just go ahead and give them a vasectomy. Yeah. Because vasectomies can basically be reversible. Oh, man. Problem solved. Come at me.
I mean, like, a judge
I'm doing homemade ones with a plastic spoon.
Recently, a judge said an 11-year-old girl who was raped could not make a choice on abortion, but now she can make a choice to have a kid for the rest of her life at 11.
It's crazy.
You made the choice for her at 11. She didn't even, it was not consensual at all. Obviously, she's fucking 11. And you said, well, you can't make a choice whether or not you don't want this kid. So I'm going to make it for you. You're going to have this kid for at least 18 years of your life.
Dude,
you're fucking 11.
The thing is that's not even okay, because a judge, like, that makes me, and I wish if it was my daughter, guess what? I'd be in jail for murder. I'm just letting you guys know. And my daughter would not be having that baby. So, like, that's where my head's at. But, like, to me, you're a judge. So you're an expert in the law. Mm-hmm. They may or not have money to go ahead and hire a medical expert witness who talks about what pregnancy does to 11-year-olds, what that trauma will do, a psychologist, all of those pieces, and how that shit is. FYI, all you people who are making people have babies that don't necessarily need or want to have them, that trauma that they're going through impacts those children.
Exactly.
It's been linked to the womb. So babies are born with trauma. Do you know what trauma has done to this country? Why don't you go ahead and look at those mental illness stats where we're at right now? You're going to do this. So that future workforce that you hoped that you were going to have and all of those pieces, have fun with that, because you're going to have a whole bunch of really fucked up, like, generations from here on out. So way to go. Thanks.
What happened to overpopulation and scarcity and there's not being enough for this? Yeah, that's not happening anymore. It's
not
like
in America.
It's like, but see, that scarcity is an illusion and it's a lie. And scarcity turns people into desperate people, and desperate people are two things: they are easy to manipulate, and they are super dangerous.
Yes, they are super dangerous.
They're super dangerous.
You know where this comes from, though, at the end of the day, seriously. People are scared as fuck. Be brave. You gotta have courage, dude. Yeah. You have to, like, at the end of the day, everyone, well, not everyone, I guess, for some people's eyes, but people are born and then they die. This is the only life you get at this point in what we know. And you won't live your life whole fucking scared against shit you don't believe in. You're gonna have to stand up.
Yeah.
Like, period. I am not fucking afraid. Yeah. If I lose my job, if some shit happens, guess what? I'll be all right, because at the end of the day, I can sleep with myself at night.
So I had a little bit of epiphany last week before all this, like, really kicked off. And I was talking to Esther about it, and I was like, I forgot what we were watching or reading or whatever. And it's like the three things that go through your mind right before you die. Like, what would they be? Like, what would be the three things that would go through your mind?
In my head right now? Like,
no.
Oh,
just
I was like, man.
You're on your deathbed.
But I'm already thinking about it.
You're on your deathbed, and you're in the hospital. Those beeps are getting longer and softer, and you start to see the darkness on the corners of your eyes. You know this is it. What are the three things that you are thinking about?
Man, I'm thinking about my family. Thinking about them, obviously.
Right.
I'm hoping, because I was literally doing it while you were saying that. I'm looking back, and I'm happy with the decisions I made. Okay. I don't live with any regrets. And I think if I did, maybe I'd think about that for a split second, but I think I'd have to draw back on the simple fact that, like, I tried to live my life to the fullest and be the best person I could be. I think the other thing I would be thinking of is, God, I hope those motherfuckers get their fucking vengeance. Like, I'm so angry. Like, I'm going to be putting that lash, because, you know, I'm going to be plotting for revenge at the last moment. So my kids, all the cool shit I've done, how I live my life to the fullest, and fucking revenge.
All right.
That's who I am. What are you thinking about?
And the epiphany that I came to is, like, those are the only three things that matter. The rest of this is bullshit.
I knew revenge is always in my master plans. That's what I took from this conversation.
Everything else is bullshit. So if, like, your family was in your top three,
family, living with no regrets, and revenge, like, guys,
your family is all that matters.
Yeah, I think you might have solved 90% of my problems.
But if those are the things that you were thinking about right before you died, should be the only things that you live for, because everything else is bullshit. Everything else is bullshit.
Well, hold on. Now I need to know if other people have revenge. So, like, hold on. Is that on? But is there a special class? Because I would like to. I don't want to. We don't.
But what's the root of revenge? You feel like you've been wronged,
Yeah,
and you want to correct that wrong.
Correct.
That's
sometimes violently.
right.
Well,
But
that's me.
that's ultimately what revenge is. It's
Yeah.
like you want to correct the wrongs that
I'm
have
gonna
happened
start
to you.
doing it though, because
Correct
you
those
just
wrongs.
said I am. Guess what? Some of y'all know I'm coming for you.
because
I was holding on, but Theon said those are the only 3 things
Those
I
are
need
the
to
only
live
things that
for.
matter.
Fuck this therapy shit. I'm coming for you. Some motherfuckers gonna get some surprises.
Because
I cannot wait.
It's gonna happen to all of us, and no
can
one's
someone
gonna
buy me
hold
a
our
notebook?
hand while we're doing it, and you got to do it by yourself. And
Notebook. So I can
everything
keep my
that-
revenge in it.
those things are the only things that matter, and you should live your life for those things and nothing else. Because all this is bullshit,
Esther,
and we're all gonna die.
Theon, I love you.
Yeah.
That is no regrets, and I really mean that. I love you guys all, but I think you literally have just like lifted a boulder off of my shoulder. I am. What's
That's
the
how I
fucking matter,
felt when
dude?
I gave it.
Revenge. I'm getting it. I've got a whole ass list. Hey, listen, I'll do other people's revenge too. Because people are pussies. Like, come on, send me your revenge, and I got you.
Revenge.
Revenge.
That's what I'm gonna call this.
Revenge.
What do we do? Trademark,
Accent.
copyright, all of it.
Accent on
TM.
the E. Revenge.
Yes, definitely. Can we do a cool font?
If you like,
I would like.
you can make it like the
Do
neon.
you know what I would like? I would
80s font.
like. I would like a little notebook so I can calculate my revenge in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm that old school that's gonna get
Like
busted.
Kill Bill.
Yeah, basically.
Beatrix Kiddo all day.
Yeah.
Just slice them up. But I don't think anybody should be having any babies. You know, and
Yeah.
not until we get this shit figured
I'm
out.
not gonna lie. I've looked at my kids, and this is probably about like 3 to 6 months ago, and I sat them all down and I said, God, guys, I am really sorry. And they were like, what? I said, this is not the world I thought that I was going to give you.
Yeah.
This is not at all what I thought it was going to be like. I didn't think it would be more divisive than it's been in forever. I didn't think we'd have this level of hate. Like, I didn't think that you might not ever be able to own a home. Like, I didn't think about any of those things, and this is not the world I wanted to give you. And it just, honestly, it's making me cry right now, so I'm not going to cry because
Oh man, so
I'm too tough for that.
I'm not
But
gonna say
yeah.
the super dark thing that I was gonna say.
No, you really need to, because at the end of the day, though, like, the life that you and I and Esther got, while it was fucked up in a lot of ways, the opportunities that were there for us and like the stars in our eyes, that was real. These kids,
You don't get that
unless you
anymore.
have, if you already
The
come
means.
from, if you have the means
To
and
dream,
access,
the means
The
to
means to dream.
Yeah,
then it's gonna happen. But if not, like,
yeah.
God damn, we gotta do better. Like, our whole world deserves, like, damn, people, you really don't care that much. Like, I hate all of you.
I'm kind of
coming.
apathetic towards life in general. Like, if I'm just be completely honest, I'm not a big fan of life. You know, I was plucked from the void and thrusted into this weird sadomasochistic science experiment where it's like even the good stuff,
Yeah, it's my first cult member.
right?
He's my first cult member.
Even the
got one.
good stuff, it's like you're
doesn't care.
thrown
That's
into
what I mean.
this thing where you experience happiness only to be without it. You experience pleasure only to be without it. You experience love only to want it and need
but
it.
Theon,
And
that absolutely has to happen.
and then after you spend a certain amount of time wanting and chasing this thing, it's over. It's like I'd rather.
But that's why it's so important. Like, I guess I hear everything you say, but to me, I'm looking back and I was like, dude, that shit was rough as hell, but look at all this shit I got from it. And like, I'm happy for the ups and downs in a lot of ways because, dude, the growth was there and I get it. But yes, it sucks to have loved and lost. But how did you even know you really loved unless you lost? Like, I mean, there's so much.
I give life a 2-star.
Okay, well then, so what that means
I
to
am,
me is that you are my chief executive officer of my new cult because I'm about to give your life a 5-star.
No, it's like I'm gonna live it. I'm here. It wasn't my choice, but I'm here, so I'm gonna make the best of a bad situation. And I'm grateful for the people that I get to live life with, because I've been extremely fortunate to be born. To be born when I was born, where I was born, to whom I was born to, and then to have such wonderful people in my orbit of life and all that. And I would hope
the top like 4 yet. Are we gonna talk about that at some point? I'm hoping to make the top 4.
All right.
Just tell me I am, so I feel good today. All right, he says I'm in his top 4.
Yeah, but I hope and that when it's all said and done, the people that I've been in their orbit will think back on me fondly and knew that I cared about them and loved them. That's one of the 3 things that would go through my mind. I would make sure everyone that I love knew that I loved them. And
you should just
and
tell
I did
them
things
now.
that I do.
We're
I do.
ready.
Everybody that I love, you like that I love. I tell on a daily basis.
My face is so happy for 1 second, and then when you watch this video back, you'll see.
I know, but I tell everybody that I love them.
You do.
There's no one that I love that hasn't been told
This
and
is
knows
true.
how I feel. But everyone that means
What
the
about
world to
Terrence,
me.
though?
What, Trent D'Arby?
Yeah,
Wishing well?
exactly.
I thought
I'm just playing.
he's a master musician. But and I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. Like the people that are in my direct orbit, or like my mom or something like that. But if it were my choice to be born or just be in the void, I would have picked the void. And that's just me.
That makes me sad because you have a purpose. No, you have a purpose, and I feel like your purpose is now. We're going to work on it together. Yeah. I'm very excited for this future adventure for you and I, because I'm gonna help you find the most.
No,
joy
I'm gonna play the game. I mean, I'm playing the game.
You're not. We're gonna play at another level. A level. See, what's happened, Dan, is you haven't been challenged enough.
Oh, that's true.
I've got it all.
I've been challenged in the wrong direction.
Exactly. So we're going. You got a brilliant mind. So we're gonna put that to good use for my revenge. Which will, it's a win-win. Deon's going to up his life score. Like, he's going to give life maybe a 3. I'm hoping at some point. I feel like a 3 is solid. We can get there. If we do some really cool shit and he's down with it, maybe a 4. And then I'm going to extract my revenge. All right, what do you need out of this equation?
I don't know.
Okay, Esther's doing the planning. Because Esther would be thinking about all of the things she had planned, like, during her life.
Esther wants more people to compliment her eyebrows.
No.
So last Friday night.
Nothing to do with anything.
Last Friday
night.
Esther and I are at a restaurant, and the server says, "Oh, I love your eyebrows. They're like perfect." She said something like super complimentary about her eyebrows.
Did you get? I hope you didn't look at Theon, because Theon's face was probably
I told her I said, "Don't tell her that."
Yeah, did you really?
I did.
Oh my god, I'm
But
dying.
you should have seen her eyes. Her eyes lit up like she was like. It was like it meant so much to her.
It does. Let's shave off one of his eyebrows. Listen, to be part of my cult, you have to lose an eyebrow. Esther, I've already lost both of mine. Esther can wipe 1/2 of the 2 that she got on right now off. And then we'll be
a lot of it today.
If you shave off my eyebrow, 2 more will come and take its place.
That's true. Theon's hair grows.
Well, let's test that theory. I'd like to test it.
They'll grow back strong. I'll get a unibrow if you shave off.
Okay, so going past my eyebrows. Thank you, Theon, for bringing that up.
I think they're brilliant.
Look how happy she is.
Viv likes them.
Anyways, but thanks for listening. Letting us get this off our chest.
I hope I didn't bum you out too much.
I'm a little angry. I'm very passionate.
It's a lot of the feels, as it should be, because this doesn't just affect Roe v. Wade, like as it is like on paper, but it affects everything in general as we are.
Right.
Our society as a whole. Yeah. This is a turning point. So let's turn it back. By doing the democratic thing and voting. Please. Every fucking vote matters. Register. Yes. Make sure you're registered. Double check your registration. Please know that a lot of states are are doing a lot of shit with voting laws. So, like, don't do it
Make
now.
sure you have a
if you
valid
have an election
ID.
in November, which everybody does, there's midterms. Check your voter registration now, please.
When they push you,
because the sake of our country is really at stake.
Yes.
Your freedoms are at stake. Don't play with it.
Like, midterms is what... like, this midterms means so much because the next presidential election means so much now, even more than, like, it has in the past. Like, not really, but really. Because the Supreme Court is, like, off the fucking rails right now. So now, like, we are in an issue of, like, the next president, like...
and don't
like
sweat the small
about
shit.
it.
Don't sweat the small shit. We got a lot of work to do. And let's climb this mountain, and then when we get to the top, then we can start, dissecting micro. We can go macro, micro.
Yeah.
Let's handle the big stuff first, and then we can nitpick and browbeat one another and make sure that everything is said the proper way that it's supposed to be said. Yeah. But first, let's just get to a point where we can actually say those things.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, listen, can we add a link with this one where it gives the general information where people can get information to vote? So if they need to register, we can put that in there? Yeah. Okay, cool.
So definitely register before midterms and definitely before the next presidential race because it is going to be even more crucial than ever. But
don't forget to vote in your local elections either. That's really where those changes start. Like
the runoff
all
Monday.
of those pieces. So
all of the
people,
all of the loveliness.
Dig deep in yourself.
Yes.
Find that empathy. It's there.
All the
Remember,
feels.
These are someone's children.
Yeah.
They're someone's sister. They're someone's mother. They're someone's aunt. They're people you know, even though you don't know. So just take a moment and really, really get in there.
And if there's no one that you like that's running, you run.
Exactly.
You only have to be 25 to be a congressperson.
Listen, right off, like a lot of these seats, especially in our local government, go unchecked. Find out.
I usually write myself in on like some of those.
Oh, dude, I write myself in too. Next, you know what? We need to coordinate these efforts.
Yeah.
Real
So
talk
we
and
can
write each other in, and
other.
one of us is going to get voted in.
I'm going to be like the
Listen,
Okefenokee.
that's
like,
how it's got to
inspector.
be. Don't think that you have to have money in this country, honestly, to run. Like, yes, that is there's a standard quo, but like, do your grassroots stuff. Please, people get involved. That's my PSA for tonight, along with a bunch of other swearing and anger.
Each one teach one.
So you can follow us. Oh no, shit, fuck. I don't know where I went. I went back where I was safe. I went back where I was safe.
I know. My anger was a little
When the
much
world
tonight.
made sense.
When the world made sense.
Yeah, back when the world
with
sort of made
underscore
sense.
E&R.
Yeah, with. We were still
with us. Be with us. Come with us. Blanket of love.
Pause.
And or revenge if you would like. Because I'm all about it.
Whatever, bro.
You said come with us. Pause.
Oh. Shut up.
Whatever. All right, anyway.
You child.
We'll be back next week with something ridiculous.
Oh my God, yes. Actually.
What are we doing next
Does
week?
it tie into everything? Maybe. I don't know.
Did
I
we
can make it tie
misunderstand the
into
lyrics
everything. No.
Oh.
Okay. It's Theory Tuesday.
Oh.
And I've already been working on it. And
Have
I think
you?
maybe we might tie it in. I mean, shit, why not?
I say why not?
Fuck.
Well, what do we have to, what's the matter? We're second class citizens anyway, so let's just fucking do it.
Actually, kind of.
You have to bring it to me first, and I'll sign off on whether. Or not.
Oh my God! All right, we're done here because I'm about to kick Theon's ass.
So tune in next week, Theory Tuesday. We love you. I know a lot of the feels are going on, but blanket of love.
Remember, seriously,
we're here if you need to talk.
Empathy.
We're here.
Empathy. You just be kinder.
And revengery.
That's what this world needs is more kindness. So
And
stop being fucking
and revenge
dicks.
on the back end.
Yeah, pretty
All right.
much. Bye.
Bye.